I used to be the student services manager, like Tim. You guys know Tim? Yeah. So now I work in our corporate office upstairs, and I manage all of the admissions. So I work with all of the agents that recruit students to come to Embassy. And in addition to that, I'm currently studying for my MBA at Boston University. So I go part-time in my second year. So it's been a long time, but I just keep going. So Linda asked me to just present on a business topic. And one of the classes I'm taking this semester is called Six Sigma. And what that is it's basically, well, you're going to learn in detail what it is, but it's a tool that you can use in business. It's used a lot in manufacturing, but it also can be applied to service industries as well. So, here we go. So Six Sigma, kind of a funny name, but basically what it is, it's a philosophy of doing business, and it really focuses on eliminating defects and reducing variation. It uses teams, there's a lot of teamwork, and it also focuses on results and data. So it's not, oh, I feel like we're not producing as many, gadgets as we should. It's, no, here's the data, these are the numbers as to why we're not doing it. Okay, so this is the actual definition from the Six Sigma handbook. It's a rigorous focus and highly effective implementation of proven quality principles and techniques that aims for error-free business performance. So it's a technical definition. So the tool, there's a lot of different kind of tools that you can use in Six Sigma, but I'm going to teach you about the main one today, and it's called DMAIC, or you can say DMAIC. It's a little bit easier. So whenever you're looking to improve something, let's say a process, that's what we usually are looking to improve. The first thing you want to do is define the goals of what you're trying to improve. So there's different tools that you can use to do this. The first thing would be brainstorming. And the second is an affinity diagram. So what that is you take all of your brainstorming, so you usually use those Post-it notes, you can brainstorm all these different ideas, and then you can put them into buckets. So for example, this would be quality, service, delivery, price. So different things that it relates to. The second step using this tool is to measure the existing system. So you can use flowcharts, check sheets, histograms, or Pareto charts. This is something about defects in titanium. And you can see here the Pareto chart. This shows you how many there were, and this is the percentage going up. So basically, this first problem, whatever it is, if you fix this problem, you'll fix over 60% of the problem in general. So that's what you want to tackle this one first rather than going for this little problem down here. The next thing you want to do is to analyze. So you want to look at the system and you want to eliminate the gap between the current performance of the system or process and the desired goal. So one tool you can use here is called a cause and effect diagram. It usually looks like a fish. Kind of funny, but you can see here.
Fish, yeah.
You can do causes and effects. So procedures, people, plant, policies, anything relating to those buckets, you can just list there, and then you have them all together. The next part is to improve the system. So here you can use tools like prioritization diagrams, tree diagrams, scatter plots, and flowcharts. This is an example of a tree diagram. So the whole idea here, what they were working on, was improving customer satisfaction in the grocery store. So that's right here. And then they look at all these different little things, stocking, the lines, reduce waiting time. So in order to reduce waiting time, what would we need to do?
Is it okay if I ask a question?
Yeah, sure.
When it says improving customer satisfaction,
Yeah.
Are they getting the information directly from their customers, or
Right.
are they thinking what customers may want?
Nope, they're collecting data.
They're
So
collecting
exactly.
data,
So they're
sorry.
collecting, great question. So they're collecting it, they're gonna gather their data, collect it from the actual customers. Interview them, surveys, those kind of things.
Okay.
So they have data, yeah.
Thank you.
And then here, you can see, these are different things that could improve those. And the last part is to control. So you've implemented this new system, maybe a new checkout line or the self-checkout, something like that, at a grocery store. And you want to just measure. You want to make sure you're measuring to see, hey, is this really better or is it not? Because if it's not better, we shouldn't be doing it. So you would use something like a run chart there. So here are some Six Sigma examples, just to give you an idea of how powerful this can be when you apply it to different processes. So at 3 sigma, which is 3 standard deviations from the mean, there's 20,000 wrong drug prescriptions per year. If you apply a 6 sigma process with all of these tools, there'll only be 25 wrong drug prescriptions per year.
Sure. Why isn't that 0 then, for 25?
Because you have to keep going out further. 6 sigma is 3.4 defects per million. So if you produce 1 million units, 3.4 of those will be defective. If you have something where you want to get even lower, you have to keep going out.
Okay.
So this is for, right, so maybe for certain drug manufacturers or different things, maybe it's not enough. They might have to go to 10 sigma or 12. Or if this is, if it's something that's not as, I don't know, it doesn't affect somebody as much as like a drug prescription, maybe 3 sigma is okay. It's okay if we scrap 20,000 out of the 1 million things that we produce. Next, so 730 short or long landings at O'Hare, which is in Chicago Airport each year. At 6 sigma, if you apply this process and all these tools, there'll only be 1 short or long landing in a year.
Do you guys know what a short or long landing would be?
No.
Like when an airplane is landing on the runway. So if it's a short landing, maybe they have to put the brakes on right away to avoid an accident or a collision or whatever. A long landing would be if they didn't apply the brakes soon enough. So what she's talking about here is a possible accident. So that's why when you look at something like 730 short or long landings, that's a lot. But by using this example here, or the 6 sigma, it's gone to 1 short, 1 long, which is amazing. When you think about an airport like O'Hare, it's a very, very busy airport.
Right, many planes.
Yeah.
The next one's kind of sad, but 25,000 babies are dropped every year by nurses and doctors.
Wow.
So that's something that you don't want to happen. It's a human, right? Like, that's really important. That's not a drug. That's not something manufactured. Exactly, it's a little baby.
You're dropping 3 feet.
So you're still dropping some, which is sad, but it would go down to 30 if you did that. So basically what this whole process is about is just really making sure that you're improving systems and making things better, so you're not dropping babies or giving wrong prescriptions to people.
Why can't they just have like cushions underneath?
Don't know.
Or have shorter doctors.
So, do you guys have any questions about this or about anything business school or anything like that?
Okay.
Maybe we're the students.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I think they have to just kind of
Yeah,
absorb it
sure.
first, because this is great. This is
Yeah.
a great idea.
So,
So, any questions for
Any
Kate? No?
questions?
You're okay?
I think it's very positive and that they should apply it because it's very important. We don't want babies on the floor.
exactly.
Also,
no.
the drug because a lot of people take prescription medication,
Right.
there are mistakes. And
Right.
it's inefficient, besides the results being quite negative, it's also very inefficient.
Right, it's inefficient, it costs, the producer money because they're scrapping all these things, but it also costs the consumer, like, if your baby's dropped, you'll be upset. But so it's just really trying to cut the waste and cut everything for the producer and the consumer as well.
So I think it's a win-win situation.
It is, yeah, I would agree with you.
That's what I like about it.
Yes. It takes a lot to implement. If your company is going to do 6 Sigma, it is a lot. So the big companies that have done this are GE, Motorola, a lot of Japanese companies use concepts from this.
Could you argue that this could also be, like every time Apple produces a new iPhone, for example, there's always a glitch? So are they using something like this to, like they'll assume that there will be 1 million iPhones that may have a software glitch or a glitch? And if we use this 6 Sigma, maybe...
I would hope that they're using it, yeah,
I
like
hope
in their
so, too.
production, in their production.
But they also
facilities.
use it as something that's a positive thing, like when there's a software glitch, everyone's like, woohoo, software glitch in the iPhone, which I disagree with, but some people think that's kind of quirky about Apple.
Right, so, yeah. I would hope they would use it. I think it's a good tool.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Oh, he always has a question.
Oh. Yeah. How do you know how many sigmas like you're going to need to reach your desired number?
Yeah, it's basically, what it is you're going to talk to your consumers. So the consumers and the customers in this are super important because they're the ones that are going to give you your specifications. And there's a lot of statistical modeling and things like that you can do. But basically, you're going to have to decide that. 6 Sigma is 3.4 defects per million. So if that's too high for you, you're going to need to go. If you need 1 defect per million, you're going to have to keep going out until you get to that. If it's okay to have 40, 50, 10,000 defects per million, then you can come in. And you don't have to be quite as, rigid or careful.
But you can know that before you apply the sigma, right?
Right, so the first thing what you're going to do when you first define the problem and when you're measuring everything, you're going to be seeing how many sigma you're at. So maybe you're at 3. Your process is at 3 when you start. And then the goal is to get to 6. But there's a big spectrum. People are 2, 5, 1 might be okay for some people. Yeah, that was a good question.
That's it.
Great. Thank you very much. Thanks for allowing me to come.